Hello friends, this video is about a very important aspect of GRE preparation. It is analytical writing, assessment, argument, essay, AWA section, which is of great importance in GRE. So I will take you through in and explain the important aspect, important points to be remembered for this section. So what is the structure of this section? The structure of this section contains of two parts. One is issue essay which has time limit of 30 minutes. Now here you will get choice of two topics. You can select one of the topics. Then there comes argument essay. Again time limit is 30 minutes. Here no choice will be there. Now so for complete 1 hour session you have scoring on the scale of 0 to 6, and a good score is above 4. Now let us go through the first part, which is argument essay, which is of, as discussed, is of 30 minutes duration. Now in argument essay you will be shown a paragraph that argues a certain points. So there will be a condition argument presented to you, and then you have to critique the reasoning behind the argument and not the argument itself. So this point is very important. You have to critique the reasoning behind the argument and not the argument itself. You have 30 minutes to solve this part. Do remember, you are supposed to analyze the argument by assessing the conclusion and considering whether the reasons given support the conclusion or not. Let's move ahead. Important points to remember. The most important point to be remembered is that you have to write on the assigned topic only and does not have to drift away from the topic. Any drift is taken as off topic, which will result in 0 marking. Your essay is graded holistically, taking into account factors like content, organization, and execution. These three are important words: be concise, forceful, and correct. As discussed earlier, be on topic. An effective essay wastes no words. Make its point in a clear, direct way and conforms to the generally accepted rules of grammar and form. So you have to be as concise, as forceful, and as correct as you can be. Before you start, make sure that you outline your essay, and after you are done, leave some time for proofreading as well. Identify all the important gaps between the evidence and the conclusion. Think of remedies for the problems you discover. Content. Content, or what you have to say, refers to the ideas that you generate in your mind in response to the argument topic. It should have insightful ideas in the form of persuasive reasons. So your reasoning should be thorough, well explained. So that makes your content very good. Organization. As important as content, organization is also very important. Write your ideas on a piece of paper using main points approach. You should begin by clearly stating the central claim of the argument. You should assign a paragraph to every main point. So you have to arrange each and every point into paras so that your reasoning seems forceful. So organization is as important as content. Execution. You should make sure that each sentence expresses one complete thought. Be careful with the grammar of the sentence and the use of words. Grammar is very important in this part. You must proofread your essay. So this is how you should execute. Arguments have always weakness. So you just have to find out what are the weaknesses in the arguments, because they are not proof, they are not certain. So there is some or the other weakness in any argument one makes. Evidence, no matter how powerful or comprehensive, cannot fully ensure the implied conclusion or the objective. So it is always possible to raise objections to any proposed actions. So whatever argument has been presented to you, there is one or another weakness in that very argument. Second, the argument topics are written with built-in weaknesses. The topics are drafted so that there are weaknesses in the reasoning that you can exploit in your essay. So you just have to find out so that you can critique the argument in the best possible manner. Now, what can be the flaws in arguments? Easily identifiable flaws are faulty generalizations or hasty generalizations from few to many, problems with surveys and statistics, so there can be wrong data, false causes, false analogies, hidden unwarranted assumptions, or inadequate authority. So one of the possible flaws can be seen over here in each and every argument. You just have to identify it. Now, how to approach an argument. For example, an argument topic reads, the Midtown clothing store should expand its line of men's wear because the male outfitter, a men's shop 3 blocks away, is going out of business. The argument may be approached in the following way. One may point out a hidden or suppressed premise such as the male outfitter has a significant number of customers. One may ask that there are hidden or unanticipated factors that may intervene to prevent the result from being achieved. So this is how you can approach an argument and find faults. One may also ask that even assuming the proposal would achieve an advantage, can the same advantage be achieved in some other more efficient manner? So here you will see that you are not countering the argument. You are just critique the conclusion of the argument. Finally, one may ask that would the cost of the proposal, both monetary and non-monetary, exceed the claimed benefit? These questions run in accord with a standard cost-benefit analysis. The logic behind these questions is that the proposal should be adopted only if there is good reason to believe that the advantage will be obtained. So these points should be kept in mind before critique the argument. Now, here is an example of arguments with built-in weaknesses. For example, an argument topic reads, we should switch over to the new Acme inventory control system. When our competitor switched last year, their profits increased by 30%. Here, percent increase says nothing about absolute numbers. So the numbers can vary, their base can be very less, and this company base can be much broader. Again, taking another example for built-in weaknesses. For example, an argument topic reads, a market survey done by Jones Consulting indicates that we can expect an increase of 25% in gross sales, therefore an expansion at this time would be profitable. Examination of descriptive terms may reveal weaknesses, like an increase in gross sales does not necessarily translate into an increase in profits. Using Jones Consulting does not imply the effectiveness or the nature of methodology of the study. Now, here are the things you should never ever do. You should never write about a topic other than the ones you are given. Don't drift away from the topic. This is very important point. You should not try to make the subject of the prompt more important than it is. You should not try to do too much. Now, here are some examples of the argument questions. The following appeared in the memorandum from the president of Hypergo Toy Company. Last year, sales of our Fierce Fighter toy airplane declined sharply. Even though the toy had been a top seller for 3 years, our customer surveys show that parents are now more worried about youthful violence and are concerned about better education for their children. Therefore, to maintain profits, we should discontinue all our action toys and focus exclusively on a new line of educational toys. Several other toy companies have already begun marketing educational toys and report sales increases last year of 200%. And since the average family income is growing, sales of new hyper-good toys should also increase. Similarly, this is another example. This is another example. I will be continuing with this AWS series. Thank you for now.